All right, I am here with our beautiful and lovely guest, Pau. Do you prefer Pau or Paulina?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you. I mean, usually people call me Pau, but my
Okay.
whole name is Paulina. But it doesn't matter.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I knew it was in your username, so I was like, I just wanted to double check if you had a preference.
Yeah, no, it's whatever people. I mean, I've had people call me Paula, Pauline, Polly.
Good variety. If you wanted to really quickly give an introduction of yourself, as well as your stream to everyone in chat, just for those who don't already know you.
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Paulina. People call me Pow. I'm a variety streamer. I do a lot of marbles and Jackbox, Fall Guys, Among Us, a little bit of everything. Sometimes we do scary games, but not all the time because I'm not a fan of scary games. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm an actor living in New York City, and yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so the first kind of group of questions that I have are more tend to be more like stream based, and then they are, I guess, a little bit more like personal based about you outside of streaming. So I guess just starting, how long have you been streaming, and when did you start?
So I started streaming, like I first got Twitch back in 2018, like towards the end of 2018. But I wasn't doing it consistently. Like I would do it. It was kind of like more like a hobby that I would do maybe once every like couple months. And then summer of 2019, I completely stopped. Like I completely stopped because I had to move. I had to move to Canada for a play, and then 2020 came around, and right around, it was probably around January, I think, that I started just doing it a little bit more consistently. And then when lockdown happened, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it every day. So technically I've been on Twitch since 2018, but really streaming, I've been doing it since January of last year.
Okay, gotcha. What brought you to Twitch?
So I had no idea what Twitch was, but at the time, so I had my husband was like, "Oh, I'm going to be doing this on Twitch. I'm going to be playing poker," and I was like, "Oh, well, I want to do that. I don't play poker, but like I would just want to talk to people," and it kind of just started like that, and yeah, and here we are now.
That's so crazy. Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
fun to see like how people end up there, because there are the people who were like viewers turned streamers, like they had been around.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting, especially when people kind of figure it out as they go. Kind of on that, did you have a hard time adjusting to like the technical side of things, as well as like the mechanisms of like chat, moderator, all of that kind of stuff?
God. I had no idea. I still to this point have no idea what I'm doing sometimes. Like it's so like technology, we don't really get along very well. But when I first started, I was blessed to have met some people that were like, okay, this is what you should do, or this is what you should do. And I had no idea about mods. I had no idea about raids. I remember the first time I ever got raided was by Mitch Flower Power, because at the time I was playing Super Mario Brothers, and he's like this huge like player. He plays a lot of Super Mario Brothers 3 and all these Mario games that I didn't know about. And all of a sudden, like my viewership went from like 2 viewers to like 765.
Oh my god.
And I thought I was being trolled. I was like, there's a glitch on the website. Somebody is like playing pranks on me or something. I still to this day I feel terrible because I never thanked him. I like had no idea what was happening. But somebody was like, oh, so this is what a raid is, this is what a host is. Eventually you're gonna need mods, and you're gonna need somebody to kind of help you out with all of these things. So little by little I started meeting a lot of people, and I'm really grateful, and I'm so blessed, and I feel really lucky to have the mods that I have today.
Yeah, I know it's always an adjustment process, figuring, especially knowing nothing going into it, because then it's also like, who do you trust? Who do you want to have the power to ban and time people out? And
yeah.
That's super super interesting. Also, like just kind of the process, and I can't even imagine, you know, getting rated by someone with that many, like especially if you like don't know. And yeah, because especially I feel like also being a female starting out, like you know, you get a lot of troll raids and like trolling,
Yeah.
and so yeah. I don't even know what I would have done. I would have been like, do I need to restart? Like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, but you know, I started seeing a lot of comments, and I was like, so I was trying to focus on the game, and then I kept reading comments. I'm like, what do you mean where the timer is? Because he does speed runs, so he has a timer on his screen, and there
Okay.
was no timer on my screen. So everybody was like, where's the timer? I'm like, wait, what timer are you talking about? I had no clue what anybody was talking about. But out of that raid, I got some people that were really, really, truly, you know, they're so amazing, and they're still with us today, and they're part of the community. So yeah, I thank Mitch for the raid from like 2 years ago.
um, what would you say is the hardest part about streaming to you?
For me personally, my internet it is so bad. Like sometimes, and you know, my community knows that we even have a command for Spectrum, and maybe Spectrum works great for other people, but it just does not for me. There are days where I think I've been working on it to the point where I'm like, I don't like stress. I stressed a lot the other day. Where we completely we have actual commands in chat where it's like you do exclamation mark red, and then it says code red, you know. We have an exclamation mark Spectrum, and so I guess you can just imagine what that command says. It's for me, yeah, it's the internet, because I feel so frustrated because it's something, it's not like I can ask someone in chat like, oh, how do I do this command, or how do I add this overlay or something, you know. It's something that I actually can't fix at that moment.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
I had
it's like,
similar Spectrum issues at the place
oh
that I was at
really?
before. Yeah.
Do you still have Spectrum?
No, I think I have AT&T now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this definitely works better.
Yeah. I mean, we had like 3 technicians come in. So we had one in November come in. We had another one, I think back in January or February, and the other one, Jose, I remember him because he was really sweet, but like he was like, you know, I think it's a modem, so he changed the modem, and I was like, great, we're doing great, and he was like, here's my number, call me whenever you have issues. So I was like, oh, okay. So he goes, and don't worry, I won't take it personally if you don't call me. I'm like, no, just don't take it personally when I call you crying, saying that my internet is not working. And so I called him one day crying, but it was 6 p.m. and he did not answer. So I was like, okay, I get it. So he's obviously not available. But I've last week I angry tweeted them, and I was like, I can't. Thank God it's worked okay for the past couple of days, but I would say for sure, the internet. Like
Yeah.
the technicality of like all this, you know, yeah, that's for me.
Yeah, it's so hard because it's so much out of your control. Like if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
you can't just like fix it. And
Right.
yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
So I know you do a lot of Jackbox and marbles. Would you say that that is your favorite thing to stream, or do you have a specific favorite?
I love Jackbox because I love any community game, really. I love to play, but I also love Fall Guys a lot. I think, I mean, I love streaming marbles because it's just like, you know, you get to kind of, for me, when we stream marbles, it's right at the beginning of the stream, so it's kind of like a warm up. So everybody starts coming in, and we play. It's not like, you know, basically there's just marbles on screen. Like you don't really have to do much. And after that, we'll start doing maybe Jackbox, Among Us. I would say Among Us is the hardest one to stream because there's just so much going on. There's so many people like on Discord, and you know, talking. But I still love to play it. But yeah, I think I love streaming just community games, and anything that I can play with other people, with the viewers, is what I love to stream.
Yeah, that's good. I know. Have you had any issues with, because I had this once or twice when I was in Jackbox. There are people who specifically target Jackbox streams and either go into the Discord and try to like post things or whatever. Like I don't know, like people who troll Jackbox. And I think Fishy had, because she does her Jackbox on like Fridays and stuff. But like I've like had people who come in and try to troll through that. I don't know if you've had any issues with that before.
No, thank God. I mean, I've had people. So we actually, before we used to have our Discord right on, like right on my panels, a link to it. But it happened to us twice. Once where somebody just joined and they started like spamming terrible things, and I'm sure it's happened to you, pictures and things that I was just like, wow. And then the second time it happened as we were getting trolled in chat as well. So we were getting trolled on Discord and chat.
Yeah.
So ever since then, we were just like, okay, we'll get rid of Discord here, because people don't even have to chat, they can just click on it and then they'll join, and all of a sudden you see all these crazy images. But when it comes to, I mean, maybe that's what it was. I was playing Jackbox. I remember because I think it was Trivia Murder Party, because I was like, I don't know what's happening, because people were telling me, hey, there's people spamming images on Discord, and so I'm trying to keep up with chat, and I'm trying to like play at the same time, and I don't want anybody to get like freaked out or leave the Discord, because like these trolls are just like spamming these images. But it's that's why it's like so important having like these people that you trust, the mods that will be like, let me take care of it, and you do the stream and I'll.
Oh yeah, it's super fortunate to have people, especially like in Discord, because I've had similar situation where I just see people being like tagging me and being like, hey, something's happening, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And you're trying, especially when you're on stream, because you're trying to be on stream and do you have a current favorite stream memory?
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh geez. I think I have a lot, but I'm like thinking about the clips. I think when I won my first crown, because it was not that I won a crown, but it was how everybody was so supportive, and how everybody was just like, I knew you could do it, and you got this, type of thing, that I was like, wow, this community really, and even people who didn't see it live, coming back the next day, they were like, I knew you could do it. It truly warmed my heart.
Yeah, I feel like community support is such a big part of streaming, and just those moments where that like you have a good community there are just such important ones.
Yeah, and I cry very easily. Obviously I cried that day, but it also like it brought me to tears to see, because it was posted on Discord as well, and to see like everybody's response.
I also cry really easily, so I completely get that. Is there anything that you've wanted to try on stream that you either don't know how to do, or maybe are afraid to try, I guess? And if so, what would that be, and what's something that you'd like to do and try?
I would love to try to play VR games, but my apartment is so small that I feel like, I mean, I have enough space to like in my living room to work out, but I mean, I don't know. At the same time, I feel like because I've built the community, like the basis of the community is community games. I don't feel like people would want to see me playing Beat Saber, for example. You know what I mean? Like I feel like people want to come and play, not just, I don't know. At least that's what I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would like to do that one. I don't even have any type of VR games or anything like that. But like thinking about it, because we've talked about it, and I know when we played Phasmophobia, Ian actually played VR. I would not do Phasmophobia VR.
Yeah, no.
I would definitely not do that. I mean, I can barely do it with just like my keyboard, but it is something that I would like to try, like other games. But I don't know if I would stream it per se.
Yeah.
Per se. Yeah.
Do you feel like you have any kind of, I don't know if it's like disconnect, but like, do you feel like in playing game, I don't know how much you play games outside of stream, but do you ever feel like it's one of those, you're like, if I'm gonna play this, I feel like I should do it on stream versus off stream?
Yeah. Before I won any crowns on Fall Guys, I would not play off stream because I was like, what if I win a crown, my first crown, and it's not on stream? Like, I can't do that to the community. Like, I'm sure they're gonna want to see if whenever that is, I win a crown. So I wouldn't play off stream. I do now, not as much because I don't know. I just don't find like there's so many other things that I have to do throughout the day, but I would say before I used to feel guilty, yes, before I won my first crown. Now I'm like, okay, well, I can play on somebody else's stream. You know, it doesn't matter. Like people, like I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like especially with that, like if it's the first one, like I feel like it's such a big moment that you want it to be with everyone.
Yeah.
Do you have any future goals right now for your stream and your community?
I would like for the community to keep growing. I think we have a very solid blueprint, and I just want to keep building that because I care so much about the community, and I know everybody cares so much about each other, and especially nowadays where, you know, I mean, it's, you know, things are getting a little bit better, but like last year with lockdown, and well, some places are still in lockdown, but when people really need that connection with somebody else, I think it's so important to I want the community to continue to grow, and for us to continue to just, you know, meeting people. It's so crazy. It's like you're meeting people from all over the world.
Yeah. That's always
like
blown my
insane.
mind.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, even just with how I've ended up connected to people, even just across like the continental US, like people that I would have never met ever, you know, because like I know a bunch of people in New Jersey now, and I would have never, like, I that's not a place that I was ever going to travel to. So, it's so interesting and really cool. And I feel like also a great way to, like culturally between different, you know, places, get to know more people.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. And it's so like, because you get to see, oh, this humor works with this culture, this humor works with that culture, and it's like, oh, this humor doesn't work with this culture, you know, kind of thing. So, and it's like learning so much about people from all over the world is so fascinating. So fascinating.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like traveling without leaving, you know. And like ideally I feel like the goal would be to travel at some point and to go there, but like, you know, in the meantime being able to still kind of like travel mentally a little bit through, like, vicariously through other people. What's your favorite thing about your community? I know you were talking about how supportive they are and everything. I don't know, like, if you have like a specific trait that you would say is your favorite, or
I think that, you know, a lot of people that first come in might get a little weirded out, because I mean, it does get a little like we have this thing called POW After Dark on Discord, and like, you know, it gets a little weird, but it gets a little inappropriate as well. But I just think I love how funny they are. Like, there were times like when I was in, because I went to Montreal again this last year, and I would wake up, I don't know, at 6, 7 in the morning, and I would look at Discord, and I would have like 1,885 messages, and I would read every single one of them, but it was just all of them just laughing and saying very inappropriate things. But like, it would put the biggest, like, that's how I would start my day, you know? And I was like, these people are so funny. And I've said it before, like on stream, like, I laugh so much that sometimes like my cheeks hurt. Like, it's insane. It's insane. But yeah, I think they're just really funny. they're very caring, funny, loving. Oh my god, they mean the world.
Sorry, my cat decided she wanted to participate. What would you say your strong suit is in streaming?
Oh boy, definitely not gaming. I think maybe I hate the word try. I hate to use the word try, but I try to read every single comment and make sure that I keep up with chat. So even like, for example, if I go pee and I come back, I'll always make sure that I scroll up to see what people are saying. And you know, I've said it before and I've apologized before. There will be times where I miss comments, and you know, there have been people who get upset, but like, I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
But I think for me that is, I think trying to keep up with chat and read everybody's comments.
Oh yeah, it's definitely difficult to balance that, especially when you're running a stream as well. But yeah, it's one of those that I know a lot of people are just like, oh, I say, you know, if I missed it, send it again, and like I'll probably get it the second time, kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, my cat decided she'd plopping right down right here. She always waits until I'm like streaming to do this too. It's like when I'm not streaming, she's doing her own thing, and then she'll come over here and demand attention. I think that's actually all the streaming questions I have. Oh wait, no, I do have another one. Are you worried that in a world in which your channel continues to grow, and I honestly assume that it will happen because you're one of those people, it's not like if you'll be successful, it's, you know, when things will, you know, happen. Not to say that you're not already wonderfully successful with your community and everyone you have. But in a world in which you, let's say, get to regularly like triple digit viewers, you know, like some of the like big stream, I don't like to say like big streamers, but you know, like having a lot of viewers, how do you think that would possibly impact well, one, the ability to read every comment, because I know that's one of the worries, but then also just overall the community, I don't want to say energy, but kind of.
Yeah. I think whenever that does happen, I think definitely putting chat in slow mo would probably, slow mode would probably help. I don't know, I mean, because it's never happened, so I don't know if I would even be able to keep up. I will try my best. But then again, like, I've seen streamers who have, 360 people in their rooms, and I think they're there to watch the streamer play, right? So they don't chat a lot. My community, we talk a lot, so I think it's gonna be hard, but it's definitely something that I wanna, like, I don't want to be like, oh, okay, I have all these viewers, I'm not gonna focus on chat, because it's such a big part of building the community, and I never want to make anybody feel uncomfortable or left out, or like, I'm always just about like spreading love and just feel like other people feeling welcome. So I mean, I don't know. I think slow mode would probably be the best thing that we can do at first, and then figure it out from there. And then I think the second question, I think having people from all over the world, there will be times where people are gonna, clash and stuff, but I think if we have a good base, like if the community is strong enough, I think, we can kind of survive any type of like, not negative energy, but different types of energies that might come up
Yeah. I feel like because what you've described, like you've got a really strong basis of your community. Like the base of what you have right now is really strong, and like people that that you can rely on and who are there, ultimately just wanting the best for you. So I feel like building off of that, like you as a streamer draw the, I don't know, kind of energy that you put out, and so I feel like it'll also at the end of the day, you're always going to get some bad eggs regardless because it's the internet, but I feel like more often than not you'll draw in the people who share that same kind of, I don't know, positive energy.
I agree.
Okay, I guess moving on from stream specific questions, this one usually I haven't had a person yet who has encountered this question and not confused, but slightly stumped at first. You can answer it as broadly or specifically as you'd like to. But what's your story?
You son of a bitch! I'm in.
It's a very broad question, but you can answer it however you feel comfortable with.
I'm I'm an actor. I was, just I'm very passionate about my craft, and on my journey to, doing different things and finding different things in my life, I found streaming, and it's become such a big part of my life now that I don't see myself not doing it. I mean, of course, if I don't know, and I'm sure you can relate as well, as an actor, if you book something and it's like, okay guys, I'll see if I can stream. But even like when I went to Montreal last year for to shoot a film, I was waking up at 7. Call time was at 9. We would finish at 6. I would get home, eat, and then start streaming around 7:30 or 8, and go until midnight. And I did that for well, there were times where I was like, guys, I have to wake up really early tomorrow, so it will be a short stream. But yeah, somewhere in that mix of, I found my love for streaming, but also I feel like I don't know about you, but when I was on camera as myself, I always felt very awkward. And so when I first started streaming, I was like, that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I go, of course, if I feel awkward, because sometimes when you go into auditions, they'll just tell you, so tell me about yourself. And you're not the character. So you're like, so yeah, I was born and raised in Mexico City, and they see that, and they see it, the camera sees it. So I was like, I think I just really want to do this so I can also become comfortable being myself in front of a camera, not just another character, because I can do the character fine, but when they say cut and they tell me, okay, so tell me about yourself, I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, I found the love for streaming, and I love, that's my story. I love to travel, and I love my family. I love my community, and I'm very lucky and very blessed.
Yeah, it's interesting how I feel like streaming and acting kind of, they go together really well. They're not like the same thing. Like, in streaming I feel like you have to be not like an elevated but like kind of an elevated version of yourself, in that
Son of a bitch!
if you're
I'm
being
in.
yourself on stream, you still have to be entertaining, kind of thing. So like, if I have a conversation off stream, sometimes I just like deadpan, zero inflection, like I don't have the energy for it. But like on stream, you have to be, it's like a little bit performative, but it's also, I feel like, I don't know, at least personally has taught me some sort of interacting skills for, when you're presenting yourself, to present yourself, I guess how you would want to present yourself.
I I get it. I totally get it. And I also feel more confident when it comes to like, okay, you know, if somebody like if I mean, there's not going into rooms right now, but like if it's a self tape or whatever, tell me about yourself. I definitely feel like I've grown a lot from like last year when I first started doing it consistently till now. So I'm just like, I'm grateful for that as well, because it was, let me tell you, it was very awkward.
Yeah, I feel like it's also helping in that for a lot of callback stuff, it's on Zoom right now, you know?
Yeah.
And so I feel like being used to, I just started an acting class. It's all on Zoom and stuff. And I realized I'm a lot more comfortable interacting in the class setting because of streaming, because I'm at my setup, you know?
Huh?
Yeah.
No way.
So hold on, I have to turn up my sound notifications.
She's the worst in the world.
I heard it and I was like, oh. But yeah, so it's one of those that I feel like in teaching how to present and interact, I guess, and be more comfortable with it. Because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have had issues in the pandemic because, you know, normally it's interacting in person where you can feel the energy of the room, and that's still difficult to not have. But I feel
Right.
like being able to maintain energy despite the camera is such an important skill.
I know. Yeah, I agree.
What have you been, I guess, what has the acting side of things been like for you?
Well, last year was great. Last year, I started an acting class with a former acting coach that I had here in New York, and then he moved to LA and he started his class there. So it kind of, that specific project, it just started as an acting class, and then he was like, well, what if we make it into a movie? Like, let's just have it show, like, let's show this and present it as a movie on Zoom. And so we did that. And then he was like, well, why don't we just like actually shoot it as a movie remotely? Like everybody shoots it with their cameras, with their microphones. And so that, I think I shot my part with my scene partner as well. But I think if they're not done with it, I think they should be almost done, because it was like 17 different scenes and they all kind of just intertwined together, all these different stories. So that should be coming out maybe sometime soon. I don't know. I shot another film in Montreal last year. The play that I did 2 years ago, they turned it into a film, so we shot that. And then I did another feature last year, which should be coming out sometime in October, but I don't know. You know how these things go. It's like, oh, okay, I did that, and then it's like, okay, well, what happened with that?
Yeah.
But so far this year, it's so boring, you know, like I feel like only actors understand. Like, you know, my agent won't submit me because I don't have new headshots. So it's
Oh my God. Yeah. Just the little things that go into it.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know, I was talking to her, finally got my new headshots, and she goes, once we have the new headshots, we'll start, you know, auditions will start rolling in. But I honestly don't know. I think I want to move to LA sometime. Maybe if it's not this year, maybe next year. Well, I wouldn't be able to do this year because I still have my lease until December, but maybe mid 2022. I don't know. It depends. I feel like so much can happen. Broadway is not coming back anytime soon, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's sad. Were you doing a lot of stuff out that way, like more, I guess, theater?
I was like, at the time I had a manager before, so it was all like terrible, because as soon as we came back from Montreal in 2020, like the pandemic happened and everything closed. But I was starting to get auditions for off Broadway, and then it happened, and I was like, well, that's great.
Yeah.
And I didn't even do the audition because it didn't happen. But I did some theater, you know, self-produced plays with some friends, and I produced my own play with another friend. Well, we met with the playwright. The play is called Dolores. It's a beautiful play, very heartbreaking. But you know, like we did things like that. But I don't even know if those small theaters, you know, those small black box theaters, are still
running. If they can operate at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so sad. That I mean, just like I love film and like I studied film acting, but I feel like there's something about theater that is just so important, whether it be a big theatrical production or a small black box production. There's something about, I don't know, also as an actor, from a viewer standpoint as well as an acting standpoint, like feeling the energy of a live performance and knowing that anything that happens, you just roll with it kind of thing. Like that is just, it's, you know, it's incomparable. Like film is amazing because it's all nuanced. It's very, you know, detail oriented, but there's something about theater where the audience is there with you, you know.
And you feel it. It's like I feel like you're not only having a like a game with your scene partner, you also have it's like a tennis game with the audience as well. It's like, you know, you're giving and they're receiving, and then they're giving and you're receiving. And for me, I love film. I love TV and film. I love it, but theater just makes me feel something different. I don't know how to explain it. Also, it's like you go, you do your best, and then you leave.
Yeah,
you know?
and you leave it all. Yeah.
And then, but I feel like with film is a bit more difficult because you might have a great take, but then they don't use that one.
Oh my God, that's so frustrating.
So you're like, oh, fuck, that's not the take that I. But, you know, but at the end, it's like, okay, of course, it's not about me. It's not about the character. It's about the whole story and maybe the continuity. But that's also like,
you have less control over it because everything can change in editing if they decide that it does.
Yeah, it's
Do you have a favorite role that you've done so far?
I think Rena. I think from the chain, it was. I love all of them. Dolores was hard because it was she was a woman who was abused by her husband and ended up I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but I mean, it's a play, it's out there, but anyways, it's a play about two women, so that one was hard and exhausting because it was very emotional. But Rena was very much like me, you know, cares a lot about her family and wants the family to stay together. I also loved the costumes. Like, I had to wear this 80s dress. It was so heavy. It was so heavy. And like the veil was huge. But I feel like, I don't know, there's Angie, I don't know. I feel, I would say like they're all amazing. But I would think the one that is most like me was Rena. So I kind of had like a more like a special connection with her.
Yeah. Do you ever have a hard time going between like film, TV, and theater? Because I know sometimes, because it is, you know, different styles. Have you ever had a hard time transitioning between the two? Or I guess, how do you keep them separate? How do you, in approaching them, you know, keep them different?
So before I started studying with Clark, I feel like I was all over the place. Also because the training that I had here in New York was great, but our coach had not been in an audition room in like 30 years. So, you know, and Clark at the time was on the blacklist, and he was doing Twin Peaks, and he was doing a bunch of other stuff. So when I first went into Clark's class, he was like, "Oh, whoa, what is happening here?" You know. And then watching him and Ewan Bremer, also, who was my acting coach, I learned so much just watching them, because they had it just in their eyes. Whereas in theater, it's a little bit more physical, but they just kind of internalized it, and and it was fascinating to see. And I hope that one day I can achieve that. But it was, I think that because I was lucky enough to see Clark do that, haven't had like a really rough time, but I've been lucky enough to work with directors that are like, how about we try this? You know, I've never worked with a director that's like, that's too big, or you need to bring it down. I've been lucky enough to work with directors that are like, let's try it this way, or let's try it, because I have friends that have been like treated terribly by directors. One friend, she like cried in front of everybody, and I was like, but then what happened? And she goes, I go, did you leave? And she goes, no, I didn't leave, because, but it's like, you know, I feel like some people in the business feel like they have this so much power that they can do that to an actor who's just starting. And it's like, no, I'm also a human being.
Yeah, I think it's also then the hard thing of being like a newer actor. It's like, how much can I stand up for myself, and like how much is it like a rite of passage? Do I have to go through this? And you know, I have a hard time because I was taught to be like polite and not make problems, and so it's like how hard do you push back, and like what's okay?
Yeah.
Do you have a dream role, either TV, film, both, or theater as well?
God. For some reason, I'm in a dream role. I would love to do Mamma Mia. And I know it's probably never gonna happen, but that's like my dream. That's my dream. Yeah, but I would love to do, if I'm being more realistic, I would love to do Summer and Smoke by Tennessee Williams.
Yeah.
That is like, when I first read that play, I was like, I want this so badly. And again, when I was in school, I would always want to do scenes from that play, but my acting coach, who, you know, I was like, you're great, but you know, maybe you shouldn't say these things. He was like, no, you can't do that character. You can't do that character. And then he had like these like dumb excuses because for me not to do the character. So I never actually ended up doing that, a scene from that play. I actually wanted that to be my scene for my showcase, but that's like my dream role. Alma from Summer and Smoke. Oh my god, I love that. I love that play, and I love that character.
Well, wait. Which play? What's like the, I guess, like summary of that one again?
So, she is the daughter of, I think he's a pastor maybe, and she's in love with a doctor, but he's like a Don Juan, you know, like he's with all the ladies, and I think he really is in love with her, but he doesn't want to kind of stain her image, or he doesn't want to hurt her, and there's this monologue that I would always tell my acting coach, I was like, I want to do this monologue, and he was like, no, just look for something else, which was like a turn off for me, because I was like, what, this speaks to me, like, can I just do this?
Yeah.
But it was, you know, just basically her telling him, you know, I've loved you. They grew up together. I think I know the play.
I was pretty sure that it was what I was thinking about. I saw it actually in London. I did a class through school where we went to London to see a bunch of different theater, because, you know, their like stage theater is really, really good there. But yeah, so I think that's the one that I remember seeing. But yeah, no, that one was beautiful. It was also funny because we were in London and they were doing American accents, because, you know, it takes place in America.
Yeah. That's so funny. You know what? I saw Aladdin in London, and they were doing standard American as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The other one that was weird is I actually saw Hamilton in London, and like it in the show itself, it makes a lot of jokes about like the king and everything. So I was like, I feel weird being an American in the audience of people from the UK, and, you know, interesting cultural experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
I love that. I love Hamilton.
Oh yeah, it's such a good one. I feel like,
but they did standard American.
Yeah, right? yeah. Except for the characters who like don't have American accents already.
Right. The king,
yeah. What was the moment for you? Have you always known that you wanted to act? Or was there a moment for you that you remember being like, wait, this is what I want to do?
I remember, I mean, it was ever since I was little, but I remember, I think I was like 4. And I think we were watching TV, my sister, my brother, my mom, and I. I think it was, oh my God, what's the show? I mean, we're watching it in Spanish, but I think it's called Live, no. Life Must Go On. No. I don't remember the name of the show. Anyways, there was a girl that was probably around my age. So I told my mom, I was like, what is she doing? So I guess my mom took it literally, like saying, you know, she's doing, I don't remember what the girl was doing. I was like, no, what is she doing on TV? Like, whatever she's doing, I want to do. And my mom kind of brushed it off, you know? But then I was like, Mom, I really want to do this. Like, where can you take me? Where can we go? So my mom started taking me to like different auditions for commercials and stuff. And I think in like 3-4 years that I did that, or 5 years, I booked 1. Which is why I do so well with rejection. And then when I was 9, I was like, I want more. Like, I want to learn more. Like, is there somewhere where you can take me? So she started doing research, and she was like, just one condition: as long as you get straight A's, then you can definitely go to this acting school. So I auditioned for this acting school for kids when I was 9, and I got in. So I would go to school, just regular school in the morning, and then Monday through Thursday, I would go to this acting school from 4 to 9. And then, you know, I'd get home and do homework and stuff. But, and then through there, I started like meeting other people, and I was able to do like a novella when I was little, which wasn't like a big deal. But after that, I was like, I want to learn more. Is there anything else, Mom? And like my poor mother, she's like, I mean, what else do you want? So she found this dubbing and voiceover school that I went to. But yeah, it kind of just, because of my mom, I've been able to do this. Honestly, she's been so supportive. I love her so much. Yeah, she's the reason why because it, you know, sometimes parents are like, yeah, it's a phase, it'll go away.
Yeah.
And then the kid is like, okay, fine, I guess I won't do it. But my mom was like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. And she was just so supportive. So
yeah, that's so great. And I feel like it's so, I feel like also so telling about the kind of actor that you are, in that from a young age, it was always, okay, that was cool, but I want more from it still, you know, and still wanting to know all about it, every part about it. And I feel like that hunger for knowledge is such an important thing, especially as an actor, to keep growing all the time. That's so cool. I love that. I love that a lot. I'm looking at my mods list questions that have been asked in chat. I'm gonna skip Cowboy's question because it's very overly specific. He's just asking third favorite ice cream flavor. I don't know if you have a third favorite, but we can alter that to favorite ice cream flavor if you.
Favorite. So, favorite ice cream flavor would probably Magnum Pint with almonds, vanilla, almonds and chocolate. Third, I would probably have to say chocolate chip.
That's a pretty solid. I feel like it's always a good way to go.
Yeah.
Dom wants to know, what is your forever food? So like if you were trapped on a desert island, you could only have one food for the rest of your life, what would that be? Like a is it like a specific food or like a dish, or like just in general? Like, I mean, I guess you could pick, I mean, if you had to pick one specifically and then one if you picked broad, so like one for each.
One specifically, I would have, if I could just have, oh my God, I have it every day, chicken salad. but I would do Mexican. I love Mexican food. Yeah, Mexican food is like amazing. I love Mexican food.
Let's see. Who do you look up to as an actor, director, or, you know, people in the industry?
Who do I look up to? I feel like, well, there's a lot of actors that I love. Just the other day, I was just scrolling on Netflix, just I didn't know that they had this, but they actually have a section for all the Oscar nominated movies, and you can watch all the trailers. Yeah, I didn't know. So
That's
I
nice.
was like, oh, let me watch the trailers. I I I love Glenn Close. I love Gary Oldman. I think he's a brilliant actor. I love Mark Rylance. I saw Mark do 12th Night here on Broadway, and he was masterclass. Like, it was just so, because they what they were doing was basically how they used to do Shakespeare plays back in the day, where the audience would walk in and you would see the actors getting ready.
Yeah.
So that's what they were doing.
Oh my
they
God.
were getting ready on stage. So then they had the makeup artist, on stage, and they were getting their dresses on and stuff. But the way he just like floated on that stage, like it didn't even look like he was walking. He was like floating with that skirt and that dress. He was just, oh my God. And then when I see that, I'm like, this is why, living in New York is awesome because you also get to see a lot of people. Like I saw Denzel Washington as well, and I was like, the play that he did is Iceman Cometh, which was I think like 3.5 hours.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh boy. And like my former acting coach was in it, so I was like, I better like drink some coffee. I never drink coffee. But I was like, I better drink some coffee because if I don't want to like start falling asleep. I didn't, but and I was like, can you imagine Clark sees me like in the audience just like falling asleep? But anyways, we seeing that was just out of this world. Yeah, actors. I mean, there's so many, and directors. I
feel like just getting to see an actor in their element, especially in a play, like being able to, like, I mean, in a film, right, you can still study the acting, you can see it and you can appreciate it, but when you're there and like you're there, like you can see everything happening in real time. I think one of the things that I never anticipated that I would enjoy so much is good Shakespeare. Because you see Shakespeare, people talk about it all the time, but when you see good Shakespeare, it's like, I don't even know how to describe, the experience. Like, I do love when they take Shakespeare and make it like kind of how it was a little bit more back in the day, like in the way that sometimes it's more interactive with the audience. Like the lines are to the audience, and they really kind of play off of. And I think it's such a cool thing, especially because, I don't know, especially growing up, like in English classes, it'd be like, all right, time to study Shakespeare, and everyone would collectively groan. But then getting to see it in such an animated way, like when you see an actor who can animate it and make it fascinating, that's there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, what I really liked about that play too was that they actually had audience members on stage, like as if it was like the Globe. And it just when you read Shakespeare, sometimes, me, for example, when I read it, I'm like, okay, I'm having, especially because English is my second language, I'm like, okay, I gotta read it a bunch of times at first, and then I'm like, okay, let me Google, let me like Spark Notes or whatever. But then, I don't think I had read 12th Night before I saw it on Broadway. I understood everything. It's like when it's done well, it's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know, because like they have such a good understanding of the language, and then getting to see Shakespeare, like, I don't know, when I was younger, I was like, okay, well, I don't understand what the hype is, it's just old English. But it can be absolutely electrifying when it's done right. Yam for Life asked, is there anything on your channel that you would change if you could?
Is there anything on my channel that I feel like I wouldn't change anything. I think there's a lot of things that I want to just add, different things that we think about to make the channel better, like to points redeemed and stuff like that. I feel like it's an ongoing process of making the channel better. But right now, I don't think there's anything that I would like to get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's that age-old thing where the streamer just like, you'll do something and you're like, okay, but now I want to do more, you know?
Right. I know there's something he would like to get rid of on my channel, but that I know. But no, for me right now, I don't. I feel like I don't. Yeah.
Let's see. Games asked, do you have any favorite pets?
Pets?
Yeah.
I love dogs so much. I don't have a dog, but I love dogs so much. Oh, I love dogs so much. So much.
If you got a dog,
say
do you know what kind of dog you'd want?
pit bull.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, like, especially in New York, it's in a small apartment having a pit bull. Like, we've like babysat before, and oh my god, this is when I knew her name was Duffy. Oh, she was just so beautiful and so expressive. Her eyes, oh my god, I think yeah, no, that's when I knew. I was like, pit bulls are amazing. But honestly, any dog, I don't like loud noises. So if the dog is very loud, like French bulldogs or like English bulldogs or like pugs, and because they breathe really loudly, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I still love you, but
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like the ones that I have the issue with is, so my sister has a small dog, and he's the cutest thing, and I love and adore him, but he has a very shrill bark, and he barks at everything. And so it's one of those where, like, you know, someone will open a door and you just hear the barking, and I'm like, okay.
Is it a Chihuahua? Chihuahuas
No.
are a bit annoying. Oh.
No, I don't think my dad would have let my sister get a Chihuahua. My dad's not a fan. He doesn't like small dogs at all, but I think it's a Havanese. He's really cute. He's not very smart, but he's adorable.
He's not very smart.
He's a little old man dog. Are you upset that I'm talking about dogs now? I have
she got jealous.
Yeah, I got her when I was in like 3rd grade, so
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
She's like 13, 14, but she's my baby. She's very needy. Yeah, I love dogs. I've had her since I was so young that I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dom asked, do you have any pre-stream rituals?
Well, I feel like now it's testing the internet.
Yeah.
That's
Seeing
like a
what
must.
doesn't want to work today. Running the speed test and
And even if I run the speed test and it's great, because I think that's what happened last, I think it was Sunday maybe. And like, I'll start saying, you know, guys, sorry, there's going to be a little bit of turbulence. I already see it. I already feel it. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but hopefully once we take off, it'll be smooth. And sometimes it happens, but other times it's just like, but yeah, checking the speed, but basically just making sure that everything's fine. I mean, look, sometimes I forget, and my mods will tell you, and the community would tell you. Sometimes I come on stream and I'm like talking, and my voice mod is on, and I sound like T-Pain or whatever, and I forgot to change it, you know. So I'm catching up with chat, and I don't see it because I'm all the way up top. And so finally, when I scroll out at the bottom, they're like, "Dude, your voice." I'm like, "Fuck. Great, okay," but just try to make sure that everything is good to go. I pee very, very, very often, so I make sure that I pee before the stream and that I eat before the stream. But yeah, I think that's it.
Let's see. Awkward Cookie asked, Pau, who is your favorite viewer? I know it's me, but I just want to hear you say it. Followed by a Kappa.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I mean, Cookie, I love you. But I know Pink Katie asked me the same thing today too. I was like, I love you. I love you together.
It's like when my mom's like, I don't have a favorite child.
Yeah, right?
Let's see. B Nasty asked, do you have a favorite book?
Yes, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover.
Is it
which is actually...
Sorry,
Huh?
go ahead. I was going to just ask if it's like story, like fiction, nonfiction.
It's not. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's based on actually, it might be based on a true story. You know, Justin Baldoni, I don't know if you know who he is. He was on, I never watched Jane the Virgin, but he was the lead guy in it, I think. He bought the rights for that book.
Oh.
And, because he wants to turn it into a movie. So when I found out, I was like, when are the auditions?
Yeah. So where do I submit?
I know, but yeah, It Ends With Us. I love Colleen Hoover. All of her books are amazing. So if you ever feel like, oh my god, I just want a good book, all of her books are amazing. Verity is also really good, and November 9th is also really good. But I would say It Ends With Us is my favorite book.
I'll have to actually, I need to write that down. Where's my pen?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
I started reading again recently, and I'm like, I just, I need to just cultivate a list of books to read now.
Yeah, no, I feel like I have to get back to it too. I feel like lately I've been like reading different like scripts and plays and stuff, but like I want to get back to like reading books.
Yeah. Let's see. Dom has another food question. If you could take a food out of existence, what mistake of a meal do you remove?
Celery. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I hate celery so much.
Isn't celery one of those foods that you technically like burn more calories than take in when you eat because it's mostly water?
Is it? Probably.
And you have to spend so much time chewing to actually like eat it.
And then you have the little strings as well.
And they get stuck in your teeth and yeah.
Girl,
oh yeah.
No thanks. No, I don't. The only way I will eat celery if I have it with hummus or with peanut butter, and even then I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, well also like even if you have it with peanut butter, it's so much water that it's just like it gets watery, and then you have watery peanut butter. True, and yeah, I'll eat it if it's in, I've had it like cut up in like curry or like a stew, because then it's like softer, so it's not as hard, you don't have to chew it as much, and you get the taste of the stew instead of just like blank celery, so it's not bad then. But
although my mom for Christmas, the way she made the turkey, was it Christmas? Did we have turkey for Christmas or Thanksgiving? I don't remember. But the way she cooked it, she didn't tell me, but she put celery, so much celery at the bottom. So when you would look at it, you couldn't see the celery because she knows I don't like it. But it didn't taste like celery, but it just let out this like really, really good flavor of all the other veggies along with the turkey.
Gotcha.
So maybe it's good to cook with other things. But...
yeah, its only purpose is to be used with other things. It should not be utilized by itself. Let's see. Pink Katie says or asks, what sets you apart from other streamers? What makes the POW channel so unique?
I mean, I think everybody, well, I mean, I could say it for the POW channel, I would say the community. Yeah, I would say the community. I've seen people that come in and they're like, wow, thank you so much for making me feel so welcome. And but I think that's what it is. It's the community. It's all about the community.
Let's see. Pink Kitty asked that. Wait, that was the same question. Okay, sorry. My mod just posted the same question twice. Awkward Cookie asked, Pow, what is your favorite junk food or not healthy snack?
Oh my god, so much stuff. Flaming hot Cheetos, Oreos, ice cream, chips with spicy sauce, or Cheetos, doesn't matter. Yeah, I love food. Everything that's unhealthy, I love too.
Oh yeah.
But I don't eat it as much. I mean, yeah, I try not to, but yeah.
Yeah, that's been my biggest, one of my biggest hurdles in the pandemic, because I'm like, I'll just like have it here, and then I'm here all the time because I, don't go anywhere, and I'm like.
But then you're like, well, I gotta eat it. So
yeah, I don't want to waste it. Let's see. Oh, Dom asked if you've had a hot Cheeto bagel.
What?
So I don't know when so a while back I was on a different stream and we went to a place that had hot Cheeto mac and cheese and it was really good. And I came home with a bag of hot Cheetos. I hadn't had hot Cheetos ever until that point, like a year ago or like a year and a half ago. And so I got home and I had bagels and cream cheese and I was like, I bet these would be really good on top. So literally you like cook a bagel, you put some cream cheese on it and you put the hot Cheetos on top of it. It's pretty good.
I feel like I'm missing out on life right now.
It's another level. It's a pretty solid snack.
My mouth is watering.
Let's see. Cowboy asked me why I gotta out him like that for putting the question twice. I only said anything because I messed up in talking, Cowboy. I'm sorry. Let's see. B Nasty said, have you ever traveled internationally before the end times? If so, where?
Yeah, Ireland. It was so magical. So my favorite boy band is Irish. So they were having like like when the Backstreet Boys got back together, like back in 2019. I feel like they heard this and they were like, oh, maybe we should get together too, kind of thing. So they got back together, and then I was like, I have to go because what if I never, because I never, they're not famous here in the States. They were not really that famous in Mexico, although that's where I heard of them for the first time. And so then I was like, we gotta go. We just gotta go. So we went to Ireland, and it was great because we rented a car, and it's a small country, so you can drive coast to coast. It's only 6 hours. So we drove everywhere. We went south, we went west, and then we went back to Dublin for the concert, and then we went to Northern Ireland. It was so beautiful. Yeah, that was before the end. That was in 2019. Yeah.
I miss it. I just want to go everywhere. I just want to leave my apartment, honestly, though.
Me too.
You're in New York?
Yeah.
Okay. So how has it been as far as like all of just leaving the apartment? I don't know how crowded things have been. I assume things are getting more crowded again, nowadays, but
like when it first started back like literally last year, it was crazy to see like, nobody outside at all. I think a lot of people were scared, of course, and to not hear the city, like the cars and the honking, and
I can't even imagine.
Yelling. Yeah.
It's like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, exactly. It was so quiet. And then seeing pictures of like Times Square where there was nobody there, where it's like, I avoid Times Square no matter what, because I freaking hate Times Square. There's too many people. And of course, I understand it's tourists, so they want to stop and take pictures, but really all I want to do is get to where I need to go.
Yeah.
And so if they stop in front of me, I'm like, okay. But at first, it was also a little scary because we would hear the ambulance nonstop. So, I mean, I still, we still hear it. It is New York. But I actually don't go out much. I went to, like things are getting a little bit back to normal. So like restaurants are getting back to normal. And I went out to eat 2 Saturdays ago, I think. And it was great to see that people are going out. Everybody has to wear their masks, of course, but the subways are packed.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm like, and when during the summer, I think that I took the subway, there was this lady who was wearing her mask and she was coughing a lot. And I was like, oh God, I gotta like go somewhere else. And then she literally put her mask down and kept coughing. And I'm just like,
oh.
But it's like at the same time, it's New York,
Yeah.
And you always see crazy stuff. But it is, right now, it's, the usual. You walk around and you see, somebody, I don't know. The crazy stuff that you see in movies really is, but it's starting to get pretty busy again. Like the stores and, I know there's for gyms and stuff, there's like a 75% capacity, I think, for restaurants right now. I think it's 50 or 35, I don't know, but it's slowly getting back to somewhat normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's just kind of like, I didn't even like think about, because LA was super, you know, dead and empty, which I enjoyed, just because like I had to go check out my new apartment at like mid pandemic, or like early pandemic, I guess. It was mid pandemic at the point, but like it was May, or mid to late May, so like very early in the pandemic in the grand scheme of things. But I had to drive from where I was to get in like further into LA, a drive that like normally takes like an hour, and I was there in like 20 minutes, and I was like, what the heck?
Wow.
But yeah, it's mostly just driving wise. But New York, I can't even imagine, because so much of New York is the sounds, the people, the craziness. So, ooh, I feel like that would have been like just kind of unsettling.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting back to normal. Even last summer, because you know, during the summer, people will go to the park and they'll do like their barbecues and stuff. I actually haven't been to Central Park since probably, oh my god, I think it was like February of last year. But people are getting out, you know. For the most part, people are very respectful, like because you're not really allowed in places unless you're wearing a mask. So you see everybody with a mask on, but it's definitely getting back. Like, you know, like I hear motorcycles sometimes, and I'm like, sorry guys, if you can hear that, it's a little loud, you know, or like people yelling, or the ambulance, of course, honking, the bus. So it's definitely getting back to the New York that we knew before the pandemic.
Yeah. Let's see. Awkward Cookie asked, Pau, have you ever tried flaming hot Cheetos with ice cream?
No.
I don't know if that's something I'd want to try. Like,
is it kind of like the French fry, like when you dip a French fry in your ice cream, like McDonald's ice cream? Is that kind of what we're talking about here? I've never tried it. Like, I've had flaming hot Cheetos, and then maybe afterwards, like maybe a couple of hours later, I've had ice cream, but never together. I feel like, I don't know. Is this something
interesting?
That I should
try?
try?
I was like, is this a thing? Like, I know French fries and ice cream, like, you know, or like if you get a milkshake and you get some ice cream, like you dip it.
Yeah.
But hot Cheeto, I mean, I guess it's got like the salty kind of thing, but like, I don't know. Interesting.
Maybe I'll try it. I don't know.
Stream activity.
Yeah.
Okay, Poopy Pants asked, what moment or decision in your life do you wish you could take back or change?
Wow, Poopy Pants, always with the deep questions. Oh god. Probably there was this one audition that I did. And I, like, in my life, I don't regret things, but if I could go back and change my audition, I definitely would. It was an audition for Sesame Street, and they had me sing 2 songs. It was a callback, actually. I was already acting. I went to Sesame Street, to like the studios, and they had me sing 2 songs and then do the scenes with the actual puppet. The first song, I was like, I got this, and I you know, it's like, you know when you know that you have them, right?
Yeah.
And then the second song, that's when I lost them, and I knew it, and I wish if I could go back, I would like just be, you know, because I'm such, like, when it comes to some things, I'm such a perfectionist. So for me, wanting to get the note right became more important than to actually feel the song in a way.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I completely lost focus, and it just went downhill from there. The scene went great, but I knew that I had lost it.
It's always that moment where you're like, you see it, you feel it, and you know it, and you're like,
yeah.
Let's see. X-Rated 202 asked, Paulina, when are we getting the meetup, aka the PauCon?
Oh my god. Who asked that?
X-rated 202.
X. Oh god, I don't know. I wish. I mean, I don't even know. Is TwitchCon happening? Is that a thing? Is it happening next year?
I don't even know. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I've seen a couple festivals have been scheduling, which will be an interesting to see.
Oh wait, this year. It's already this year, 2021. Is it happening this year? Maybe it is happening next year, but this year I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Dom said as of right now, probably not this year. Yeah, that would make sense. I feel like it'd be a little soon to rush it because it's
Too
normally
soon,
like September, and I feel like we'll just be getting out of summer, and I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's too soon. Oh man.
Oh, this is a question I think from Dom. Once things are safer and back to normal, what's the first thing that you'd like to do?
Travel. Travel.
Yeah.
Travel again. Yeah, like go to, I mean, I would love to go to London and see this Irish boy band again, but I mean, I don't know if that's gonna, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but yeah, probably that. Yeah.
Let's see. Pink Katie asked, where did you get the character of Juan that you portray on your stream?
Oh my god. So, it all started because I have a Mexican sombrero on my couch. This specific sombrero, my friend had it in her house, and she was like, I'm moving, I helped her pack because she moved to Miami. And she was like, I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. Do you want to look through the stuff? I'm like, I mean, I don't really have room in my apartment because it's like, I already have too much crap. But then I saw the sombrero and I was like, the sombrero, however, that I want. And she was like, yeah, take it because I'm not going to take it with me. So because I don't have room anywhere in my apartment to put it, I kind of just like sits on the couch. And it kind of just became like the staple of the stream. And then somebody once, I think it might have been Captain, I don't remember who it was. It was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if Paulina wore that sombrero for like points redemption or something? And I was like, so then I spoke about it with one of my mods, and I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So then I got the mustache, and people can call Juan Jose Hernandez, who is a Mexican mariachi, and he can come in for 15 minutes and kind of just hang out.
That's so great. I love that. Let's see. Luis RDS DL. I don't know if that's supposed to be.
That's my brother.
Okay, gotcha. Because they asked, please ask her why is the best sister in the world. Please ask her why is the best sister in the world.
She's the best. That's my brother.
Oh.
He's gonna make me cry. Oh, sorry. Why is he doing this? He is so amazing. He is. I love him so much. Luis. I don't know. I'm not. But I do love my siblings very, very much. I love my family very much. Yeah.
Do you have like brothers, sisters, just your brother?
Yeah, I have my oldest sister, then it's my brother, and then it's me, and then we have a little sister.
Okay, gotcha.
She's not so little anymore, but she's turning 26, I think. I think she's turning 26 on next month, or 25. I don't remember. 25 or 26. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a younger sister, and she's always my little sister, even though she's turning 21. But I'm like, no, you're the little sister.
Yeah.
Let's see. Alan 1301 asked, ask her why she eats popcorn with a frickin' spoon.
Oh my god. Okay, so my popcorn, I like to eat with a spoon because I put lime in my popcorn and spicy sauce and chili powder. So it gets soggy, and I don't like my fingers getting like touching it. I don't know. So I eat it. I eat it with a spoon. That's fine.
Yeah.
When I eat flaming hot Cheetos, I eat them with chopsticks.
I was just about to say, I got so much crap from people on stream because I ate hot Cheetos with chopsticks. But yeah, no, I get that.
Even my brother, we FaceTimed the other night. He's so funny. He was eating popcorn as well. So I was like, I'm eating it with a spoon. And he's like, why are you eating it with a spoon? I'm like, why are you not eating it with a spoon? I'm like, are you eating it with the sauce? And he's like, yeah, of course. And he showed it to me. I was like, no, not me. But if it's just popcorn by itself, I can eat it with my hand. But if it's like with spicy stuff that makes it soggy, I just eat it with a spoon.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Awkward Cookie asked, have you or would you ever try cucumbers with peanut butter? It's the most recent pregnancy craving and it's actually good, LOL.
Oh wow, I've never tried cucumbers with peanut butter.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm always up to trying new things, but no, I don't think I've ever like even put those two together.
I feel like it would maybe be kind of similar to like the celery. Yeah, because it's such a watery vegetable.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see. Darth Mr. Meeseek said, ask her about her blanket folding skills.
Oh my god, I knew this was coming. Oh my god. So I did this short film, like a couple of, I don't know, back in 2016, 2017, 18, I don't know. And there was a scene where, like, it's like going back to what we were talking about earlier, I feel like, I do my best to be conscious about the continuity as well. When in reality, like when I was in class, like Clark would always tell me, don't like, one day he was like, fuck that. That's not your job. Just act. That's all you have to do. But like, sometimes I can't help it. So there was this scene that we were doing where I came in and I was trying to help, my brother-in-law clean his apartment, and there was this blanket on the couch, and I kept trying to fold it right, but the DP, I was wasting too much time. So we did a couple of takes, and the DP was like, don't fold it, just don't fold it. And I'm like, well, no, like, I don't want to be a pain in the butt, but as a character, like, if I'm gonna come and help him clean the apartment, I'm not just gonna leave the blanket just like that. So because I knew I had to hurry up, because also we were on a budget, and we had to get out of the apartment by I don't know what time, and we needed to get the shot, I was like, so I grabbed the blanket and I folded it as best as I could, and it's terrible folding skills, and it kills me every time. And that's the shot that's the thing they got for the short. So every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad. And everybody, of course, we watched it on stream because it premiered on YouTube like a couple of weeks ago. And so we watched it, and everybody was like, that it was great, but those folding skills, terrible. I'm like, oh my god, I know. Out of all the other takes, and then and then you kind of see it like in the back as well, not folder. So I'm like, oh, continue. But then that's I feel like only we notice those things, like continuity and stuff, or like specific amount of people. Not everybody's looking at that, but yes, everybody saw my folding skills. I swear I can fold sheets and blankets in real life.
Oh yeah, I feel like being under the pressure of like, you have to do it quickly kind of thing, and but you also have to focus on being like an actor in the situation. You're like, okay, well, none of my energy is going into like making sure that this is perfect then.
Yeah, no, I was like, so I kind of just like went like this and went like this. Oh man, it was so bad.
Oh my god,
it was terrible.
I love it. Let's see. Yam for Life said, ask her if she realizes how much her community loves her and supports her.
I mean, it's such a big part of my life and the stream and the channel. Question is though, do they know how much they mean to me and how much I love them? That's
Bam.
what I
Flipped it right back around. You were just like Uno reverse card right there.
Yeah.
Alan1301 says, ask her why she thinks her WAP TikTok is an absolute masterpiece.
He's such a troll. He is such a troll. What a troll. Alan, it is not. It is not. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. But for some reason, it's a command in chat. And it's just become this thing that I'm just like, it's fine, whatever. And then when somebody, like, it's so funny because when we get a raid or we get new people, like, they'll just start spamming it and like, oh yeah, here, check this out. And I'm just like, you don't have to click on it. Don't worry about it. It's like super cringe. Don't even look at it.
Oh my God, I love it. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of one of the best things when you have those like inside jokes with your community. And when your community's a little bit trolly, I feel like it's always it's kind of necessary.
yeah, that's definitely them, especially Alan, Fern, Mr. Mustachio. They're always doing the exclamation mark. Wow.
Let's see. Cowboy said, "What did she do on Burn Notice? Is this a joke?" He's confused.
Oh my God, I was on it for like 5 seconds. It's not even like, it was just a co-star. It was like, we have a lovely suite for you. Please enjoy your stay. That was it.
Nice. I like that you just like, off the top of your head. I mean, because I'm sure that's one of those I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you do it a bunch of times, and sometimes they're like, all right, that's it kind of thing. It really depends, but
it was just like a one-liner type of thing.
Still nice. Still a good, like, it's on your resume,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's also on my reel as well.
Awkward Cookie said, "Pau, will you make more songs like the Balls song?"
We have one in Spanish now. Yeah, it's because, it's so we started one day. I just got, inspiration hit me, and usually I'll start saying like, for the lurkers, can we get your marbles in? Can we get your balls in? Can we get your balls in? And one day I just used voice mod and I started singing a song that just came to my head, and so we have that command, exclamation mark balls. And then we have Spanish now, because while Juan was on stream, we were like, oh, maybe we should have one in Spanish by Juan as well. So it wasn't as long as the balls song, but it's exclamation mark pelotas, and it's, oh no, bolas. Is it bolas or pelotas? I don't remember. but yeah, we have to. I don't know. I feel like maybe we should do one for units, for stream raiders. No, I don't know.
We'll see. My God, I love that. The stream raiders. The music to it, yeah. Honestly, just take the music to the stream raiders battle and use that as the background. I started subconsciously, like, I'd like hum it or just like sing it, like not like words to it, but like, because it's the same thing every time, and like it'll start playing and I'm just like, all right, let's go.
And then you hear the screams in the back.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh my God. I don't think I have any other questions here right now from people. I do have some of my own. I have a giant list of my own questions, but I figure if people ask questions, I want to, get those in. I feel like I've kind of jumped around the list. What would you say is your greatest achievement, or the thing that you're the most proud of?
In life, or?
Yeah, just overall. Or if you want to pick categories like acting, stream.
When it comes to the stream, I'm just gonna sound super repetitive, but it's so true. The community that we've built. Definitely the community. Yeah. when it comes to acting, I'm really proud of having been able to work and do what I did last year, especially because it was so hard, you know. But I feel like I was lucky. But I'm proud of. I mean, essentially because like one of the projects that I auditioned for it and I got it, and I didn't think I was going to get it. It was one of those where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it because I really like the project, and you know, my friend told me about it, but I'm probably not going to get it. And then I got it, and I was like, wow, I'm really proud of myself. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I love when things work out like that, where it's just kind of like, you know, I mean, and I feel like that to some degree is what acting has to become, you know, where you're just kind of like, all right, you know, I don't know if it's going to happen, but like, let's just go. And the best moment is when something like clicks and it works out.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. What do you want to be remembered for?
How how do I put this? I think how much I care about people and like making sure, because that's what happens too, like when we have new people coming into the community and the stream, making sure that they feel welcome and that they feel okay, that they feel, you know, if they're having a bad day, that we can talk about it and we can, you know, that they can get things off their chest if they want to. But ultimately, how much I want to make sure that we spread love, you know?
Yeah. If you had to pick three words to describe yourself, what would they be?
Oh my God. That I think, right? Not that other people think, because I don't know if other people think this, but
yeah, how you would describe yourself.
Friendly, funny. I think I'm hilarious. And loving.
I think from what I've known from you, I would say that they're pretty accurate, or at least that's how I would perceive you as well. So
I mean, I know, like, yeah, I feel like humor is also subjective. Like, like sometimes people, like maybe some people find me funny, but other people find me annoying. You know what I mean? But that just goes, like, I feel like with everything and with everybody. But,
yeah.
But I don't know. I laugh at myself all the time.
Honestly, so. If you don't laugh at you have to be the one to laugh at yourself,
right.
You know, so you're doing great. Cowboy asked, what goes into the bowl first, cereal or milk?
Cereal.
Sorry, I just had to grab something. Yeah, good. Cowboy has asked this without fail, except once last week. It was a different mod, but yeah. No, yeah. I don't know why people say milk. I don't understand.
I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. The one thing that people have said is like the only way that works is if you pour cereal, you pour milk, you eat the cereal, there's milk left over, and you pour more cereal.
Right.
But yeah.
See, I've done that before, but
yeah.
Not at first.
Yeah. What are some of your pet peeves?
Loud breathing, loud chewing, Yeah, I think those are it. Like those noises, you know?
Yeah.
I can't.
It's like when, I don't know, I'd have these moments where like I'd be in class or something at school and someone would have like a chip bag and I would just hear like crinkling and crunching.
Yeah,
I can't
and, like,
focus.
there was one time that I went to the movies and there was someone, I was little, but I think that's when it first started. Somebody eating popcorn, but they were chewing with their mouth open. Oh
Ugh.
my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't.
Fieldman asked what movies or TV shows helped or have been helping get through the pandemic.
Oof. You know what? When it first started, I wasn't really watching much TV. I was mostly just streaming. But I did watch a show last year, which is brilliant, and I don't know if you've watched it before, but it's called Afterlife. It's on Netflix.
I don't know if I've heard of that actually.
It's brilliant. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Ricky. He's British. I find him to be an amazing actor. He directed it. He wrote it, directed it, and he's in it. Anyways, I watched it because Fern, one of my mods, was like, "No, you should really watch this show." And you know, it's like it's really amazing because it makes you cry and laugh at the same time. Well, that's how I was.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. But it's like it was super fast because the episodes are like 26 minutes, and there's only 6 episodes per season. There's only 2 seasons, but that I watched that. What other? I mean, The Mandalorian, I guess. I watched. What else did I? I mean, I'm not honestly. I feel like I mean, I might get a lot of hate for this, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I don't know much about it, but I feel like I watch Mandalorian because of Baby Yoda, or whatever his name is. What is his name? He's just so cute. And I don't understand who is who, what is where. I like don't know anything about the characters, but he's just so cute. But I don't know any other shows. I'm blanking right now. I don't know what shows I've movies. I finally. Oh, Westworld. I feel like we finished watching last year. We tried watching Game of Thrones again, and I just like it's just not my thing. I don't know. I fall asleep every time.
Yeah, that's one where I feel overwhelmed at this point, like even starting, because there's so much of it that I'm like,
Yeah.
do I want to invest this much of my life into this show? Like it's gonna be a whole process, and I can't get myself to start.
Yeah, no. I tried a long time ago when it first when it was like huge. Maybe it was like in season 2 or 3, and I tried watching it at that night. It was like 6 of us, and we all ended up falling asleep with the 2 dogs that were there watching Game of Thrones. So I was like, maybe this isn't for us.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's one of those, like, if it doesn't grab you, then it's kind of hard to sustain, especially when it's like such a long, long show. I don't know. And it's also hard because I feel like I got stressed out about like everybody being like, well, there's this show and you haven't seen this one. And I stressed myself out thinking like I have to watch all of the shows that exist that everybody loves. And at the end of the day, I'm like, nah, I'll pick a few that I like and I'll watch those.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's just so much out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's not enough time.
Yeah.
But you just have to, like, I know my mom tells me, like, my mom and my sister and my brother, they always are like, oh, you have to watch this show, you have to watch that show. And I finally, we watched this show called Monarca. It's a Mexican show. It's on Netflix, but it's brilliant. It's so good. So that's one. But then I also like get, oh, you should watch this other show that's from Brazil. You should watch it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't have time. I feel like I need more hours. I need more hours in the
That's
day.
the other thing is like, because you have to sit down, you have to watch, if you want to watch all the shows, you want to watch shows, you want to watch movies, you want to like read, you want to stream, you want to act, you want to work out. to eat and maybe sleep if you have time, you know, like
No.
there's so much stuff to do and not enough time to, if I could,
Yeah.
I'm always between two superpowers where people are like, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? It's either for me being able to know and be able, or like to understand and speak every language, like automatically be able to translate in my mind. That is like my top one. My second one is not ever needing sleep, because I could accomplish so much if I didn't need sleep.
That would be nice.
What would your, you know, ideal superpower be?
I would say teleporting.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like, oh, I want to have dinner with my sister in Mexico tonight. I'll just, you know, go. Yeah. But not having to sleep, that would be nice. I mean, I love sleeping though.
Yeah, I was like, if I could still sleep for fun, then yeah. Like, but if it was one of those, I'd be cursed to never be like, I love a good nap, you know, or like there's nothing better than, I think, like when you like get to the end of a really long day and you like lay down in your bed, like the feeling is so just like, it's just like that
nice,
release of like, oh my God, I get to sleep now.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it definitely varies. Let's see. Mr. Mustachio asked, sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe.
Sock, shoe, shoe.
Yeah, I feel like it just makes more sense, you know? Like you do the same item at the same time. Let's see. And then Awkward Cookie said, Pau, what dressing do you put on your chicken salads?
I do a little bit of olive oil and balsamic vinegar.
It's a good combo. I feel like it's good because it's not too heavy.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I can't remember the first time that I had that, but I remember it kind of like changed everything. Because when I was younger, it was like my parents would be like, okay, here's some like ranch, or my mom had like a sesame dressing that she really likes. But I remember the first time, I don't know where I was, but I remember I had it. They put it on salad and I was like, wait, what is this? Like, you know, like it looked weird the first time, but especially with like a chicken salad, I feel like it works really well.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's my favorite.
Let's see. My mods are trolling. Chris Swan the Kraken asked, what dressing do you put on your cereal?
Yeah, no, not dressing on my cereal. Actually, I don't eat cereal. I would say the closest thing to cereal that I eat is oatmeal every morning, and even then it's like I chop up like an apple and add a spoonful of almond butter. But yeah, no dressing for my oatmeal.
Do you do just like plain oatmeal?
I put a little bit of cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, nice. Yeah. And then Awkward Cookie also asked, what is your go-to takeout food?
Sushi.
I saw an Instagram video of someone making sushi today, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it.
Wait, is this where they're wearing like a plastic glove and they put a little bit of something, I don't know, and then they start working the rice, then they set it up and then they do like the shrimp tempura or whatever?
That's what I was cracking up mentally, because I was like, they say like, you know, I love sushi, and then they like put tempura in instead of like I don't know, like raw, which like technically still like sushi, but like I don't know, my Asian side was like,
what is this?
But where's the raw fish? But then just like seeing it and seeing a sushi roll made me think about sushi. Yeah. But yeah, I mean they put a lot of mayo on that, and I was like, maybe not, but
yeah, but I love sushi. I mean, I had a burger on Sunday because I was just craving it. But usually, if it's just like if I have to do takeout, I'll do sushi. Or
do you have a go-to like roll or type of sushi that you get?
Oh my God, I love everything. But like if it's something plain, I'll do like spicy salmon.
Yeah.
But if it's like if it's like fancy, I'll do like I don't know. I mean, I know they have like different names everywhere, but like I'll do one with like crab and like stuff on top and like different sauces and colors and all this other stuff. Yeah,
I think usually like an eel roll, like where it's like eel on the inside and like avocado on the outside with like eel sauce. That's definitely a go-to for me.
So good.
Mr. Mustachio asked, who wore it better, Juan or Mr. Mustachio?
Well, I mean, I feel like lately Juan hasn't really been brushing the mustache too much, so I would say Mr. Mustachio. But we'll see in the next couple of days how well Juan brushes the mustache. We'll see.
Gets it groomed, then he'll be back in the game.
Back in the game.
Darth Mr. Busey said, "Can these two ladies get a crime fighting show, please?"
Can you imagine?
That would be the best thing.
That would be awesome.
All right, this is me, calling out to all the TV studios. Hello.
Putting it out into the universe. Oh,
I feel like it'd be such a fun combination.
That would be amazing.
I don't think there are any other questions from chat right now. Let me see. Hey, A for Andre, how's it going? Who would be good cop and who would be bad cop? I feel like Pao is too nice to be bad cop, like in the best way possible. In the best way possible. Like,
I think so too.
Such a sweet person.
Like, did you? Oh, I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. I feel like you were speeding. Why were you speeding? No, because I would totally believe it. I would totally believe, even if they were lying. I'd be like, okay, just drive safe. Just don't do it again.
Yeah, this is a warning.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I see a highlighted message from X-Rated 202 who asks, how would you be open to doing an IRL stream where we give you tasks or challenges to do?
Oh god. I mean, I don't know because then it would have to like what if it's, I mean, obviously it would have to be within, TOS, but I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think so. I feel like I'm always up for things, but that I'm a little, because not knowing what might happen is what, like, especially because it's on stream and it's like,
yeah, also like just being in public, like you are accountable for your actions in public. Right. I feel like you can do crazier things when you're in the comfort of your apartment, but then when you're out in the world with other people, it adds a different element to it.
Like before the pandemic started, I was going, like, every Sunday I would like take my phone and start streaming, and I would go to like a Central Park, or I would go to like Bryant Park or different places in New York, and like people would tell me, okay, now you have to high five this person, now you have to compliment this other person, now you have to hug this person, and like I was doing it and it felt great. Obviously I wouldn't do that now because I wouldn't hug anybody, and probably nobody would want to hug me. And also, I mean, I don't think people are doing high fives anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Let's see. I saw Grave the Dude asked, what are some of your least favorite qualities in a person?
Oh my God. Impatience? Look, I'm very patient. I could be very impatient when it comes to games. Like, I think that's the only time where I'm actually very impatient when it comes to games. But when it comes to other people or things that are happening in real life, I feel like I'm super easygoing. But somebody who's like, I don't know, who's not, I don't know. I mean, I accept people as they are, but a quality that I think we should all, work on. I mean, some people are too patient, I find. I feel like sometimes I'm too patient with some people, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I feel like there are other people who could be more patient. But yeah, or like when somebody always sees the negative in things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like if something happened, it's like, oh, it's fine, it's okay. Like they see the glasses half empty, instead of half full. Things like that I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, it's okay. It's yeah. If somebody's just like all negative all the time, I'm just like,
Yeah, I feel like it's important to have a balance, because I feel like I would also be frustrated if there was someone who was like super overly optimistic all the time, like, because there are also times to be like, okay, you know what, that kind of sucked, and be able to acknowledge it instead of being like, well, you know what, but like here's the bright thing. And like I feel like if there's certain moments in my life that if I had someone like that around me, I'd be like, no, like just let me be upset for a minute. Let's see. Mr. Mustachio asked, what's the best thing about living in New York?
Oh God. The subway, I think, or how close things can be. Not having to drive, really.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, it could be really gross. Like during the summer, you can, it's packed and there's people who smell bad, and there's lots and lots and lots of people. But I would say that like that's one of the things. I really couldn't think of anything else right now.
Yeah. I'm envious of the public transportation for sure.
Yeah.
Like I feel like just having that ability is so nice.
Yeah, because it's like you can leave. You're like, okay, so my walk, like I already know that my walk from my apartment to the subway is like for example, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then the subway comes right at, I don't know, 5:10. So if I leave my house at like 4:50, I have to, it's like, you can plan everything and you're like, okay, I'll be here at this time. And like, I mean, obviously there's people who drive in New York, but for me, I would not even think about driving in New York, because
I feel like it would take so much longer and just be a pain.
Yeah. And then it's also a pain to just like find parking. Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like that's the whole other side, is like there's not ever enough parking for all the cars that are out. Scientific Poet said, what's your favorite thing about each other?
Aw.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are probably one of the sweetest, warmest, most welcoming people that I've ever met. Like, it's so easy to talk to you, and you have a presence that makes people feel comfortable pretty much immediately.
I feel like with you, you're just so friendly and so open and so funny. Like every time I think of you, I think of the last clip of the Mishmash video where you go like this and then you just like face plant that cake.
I crack up because that was a lot of people, like in Mishmash, it was their first impression of me ever. And I was like, I don't know if this is a good thing, but we're gonna run with it.
I love it. Every time it's just like, you're fun,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at accepting compliments. It's been my weakness in life. So.
I hear you.
I always just get awkward, but.
I know, me too. I feel like me too. But I think I'm getting better.
Yeah. It's one of those, I was like, I have to devote energy to focus it, like to actively trying to get better at it. Cause one of my worst nightmare moments in the acting class that I started, one of the icebreaker games that they played is like compliment battle, which is basically you and another person, they pair you up and you do back and forth. Each of you give each other 3 compliments. And then and then it's like you end up like with the best compliment, because like whoever like wins faces another person who won. And having someone that I don't even know sit there and compliment me, I was like, like, thank you. I felt so awkward.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Jessie Bell 825 asked, if you weren't an actress, what would you want to be?
Oh my God. It's like the wildest thing ever, and it's definitely not me. But an undercover cop.
I love
an undercover cop. I always wanted. Yeah, I mean, I would love to play one, but you know, it's because like a lot of the times I was like I would see people like litter or like somebody speeding and there were no cops there, and I was like, I wish I was an undercover cop so I could give him a ticket.
Yeah. I love that so much. I also feel like nobody would see it coming either, you know?
Right?
The most unassuming oh, you just like pull out your badge.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
The trash can's right over there.
Yeah. This is a $100 ticket for littering. Yeah, because I don't understand why people do it. If there's a trash can, literally, there's so many trash cans.
It's just people being lazy, you know?
I know.
We actually, I was outside earlier today and someone took the wrapper off a straw, dropped it on the ground. There's a trash can like 2 feet away. Yeah, I don't understand people a lot of the time. Let's see. Awkward Cookie said, so Pau, what game do you want to try on stream? Like, are there any games that we don't already play that you like to play?
There's this game that's coming out, and I don't know, I don't know the name, I don't remember, but somebody told me about it, one of the viewers, Ed, and then Nassim told me about it too. I think it's called Animal Party.
I feel like I've heard of that.
It hasn't come out yet, but that, like, I think some people were able to play like the limited something edition before it comes out or whatever. But I saw the trailer for it and it looks so fun.
I had someone, yeah, they came through and they're like, you have to go like check this out. And this was so long. I feel like it was a while ago. Time is weird for me, but like,
yeah,
I feel like it was so long ago. But I think it was one of those that reminds me of like, I think it was the game Gang Beasts or something. I think it was like a similar style, but I'd have to go look. But I think it's the same. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I think I would have to watch the trailer again. But I remember watching it and be like, oh my god, this looks like so much fun. I don't remember exactly what it is that you have to do, but I remember thinking, wow, this would be so much fun to play.
Oh, Cowboy said Pummel Party. Oh yeah, I think it was like Pummel Party or something. But yeah, no, I'll have to go. I'm gonna rewatch the trailer for that after stream today, because I remember it. Like I remember like the name sounds familiar, but I feel like that one would be a fun one. I need it, honestly. Like your channel always inspired me to try to do more community games, because I feel like it's just fun to get everybody in on it.
Yeah, I love doing community games. Yeah, it's called Party Animals. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Party Animals.
Let me just search it real quick. Just see. Party Animals. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is the one. Yeah, this is the one that I saw a while ago. It looks like a fun time. I feel like if you got a good group together. Fun little animal characters too.
Yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like I mean, they're animals, not just beings like Fall Guys, but it's kind of, it's kind of got that same theme.
Let's see. Okay, in the list of questions, I see there's a question that just says poopy pants, and the question is, what? I don't know if that was something else in chat or something that happened, but
what?
Just what? There's also another question from Mr. Mustachio. If you could star in a movie with any actor, who would it be, male or female?
Oh God, so many. But would love to work with Glenn Close, Mark Rylance, just to be. Obviously, it's one of those things where you're like, I'm here to do I'm here to act, and I'm not here to be, like a fan or whatever, because like that's not me. Even if I saw them outside and the walking around, I'm not the type of person that are like, oh, can I have an autograph,
Yeah.
But to be able to work with Gary, oh my God, all these like amazing actors, Gary Oldman and Glenn Close, Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I feel like also working with them is another, it's almost like training in a way, in that like getting to see their technique and their process up close is another really cool thing about like getting to work with an actor that you respect. It's not about like like, yeah, it's exciting. Like, okay, this is a person that you look up to. That's exciting. But like as a professional, it's not about being there and fangirling the whole time. It's as a professional, it's about, you know, like you can learn so much from them, especially for someone who's been in the game for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a dream. Oh my god, that would be a dream come true.
X-rated 202 asks, how would you be open to playing Mario Kart?
Yeah, I just don't have anything, like I have the Wii, but I feel like I don't have anything. I mean, Mario Kart on the Wii, maybe. I would have to find the Wii though. I don't know where it is.
I think,
but yeah,
I think Mario Kart on the Wii is like the go-to game that I played for such a long time, like middle school, high school, when I was younger.
Yeah, the Wii is just like I love the Wii. Like well, growing up we had like the, you know, Nintendo, and then we had the Super Nintendo, and then Nintendo 64, and like we would play, but then I kind of like I wasn't really into video games anymore. And then my dad, when we were in Miami, he was like, oh, what if we buy this, because it's, remember when you were little, you used to play Super Mario Brothers 3 and or not 3, Super Mario, I don't even remember the game, but that was a Mario game. So he bought it, and then we started buying different games, and then we started buying Just Dance, which is my ultimate like favorite game ever.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
I love Just Dance, but I don't play it. but yeah, I feel like, and then we got Mario Kart. Yeah, we got Mario Kart because I used to play that last year when I was like streaming, like when I first started streaming again.
Did you so you played Just Dance like on the Wii and stuff, or?
Yeah, not on stream, but I used to play it. Yeah, like I used to have like nights where I would have my friends over and we would do like Band Hero or Guitar Hero or whatever, you know, and then we would do like Just Dance, and we would like do cookouts and stuff. It was the good old days.
Oh yeah, I think a couple years in like middle school, high school, I'd have friends over on like New Year's Eve, and like we'd play like all the group like Wii games. So there was like Super Mario, Just Dance we did a lot of. Like we would get the ones that were like the group of 4 dances, and we'd be like, all right, you're this person, like, you know, figure out who each person is, and it was always a good time.
Yeah, Just Dance is always fun.
Yeah, it's one of those, I did that like once or twice on stream, and then DMCA stuff started coming in hard, so
right,
can't really do that unless I like turn off the music, and then it's just me heavy breathing while I try to dance.
Really? So that's how it would work. So like if you wanted to do Just Dance, you would have to turn off the music?
Yeah, I mean, people are saying theoretically if you mute it, or like if you deleted the VOD afterwards, but even so you can get retroactive, because it's still, the VOD still exists somewhere like in Twitch archives, even if you can't access it. So you can still get a DMCA strike after, because people deleted all their clips and still got strikes for things because they still existed somewhere, which is so dumb, because like they deleted all their stuff from their channel only to still get a, so
oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah, but that's sad. I mean, it's one of those like, okay, if I did like a theoretically, like if everybody hung out in like Discord and stuff, you know, you could do it there because it's not being recorded anywhere, but you know, it was a fun thing to do on stream.
Yeah, that's when I first started streaming, when I like first heard of Twitch too. That's when I was like, oh, I would love to do this game because it's my favorite game. And then like I started doing research to see like who was playing it and what they were doing and all this other stuff. And then I was like, yeah, with my apartment, the setup that I had before was, I mean, I think you saw I was on the couch. Like I was on the couch. It would be easier for me to do it now because I just like lift up the blue screen and there's the living room. But like, you know, now with all this stuff with the music and, you know, all that, I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to risk it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did it in the place that I used to live before here. In the house that I streamed in, like it was basically my bed took up most of the room, and I had this one little like walkway between my bed and my dresser that basically like it's not enough space to dance, and I would like attempt to like dance, and I have a long like wingspan. My arms are too long and my legs are too long, and I would just kick and hit stuff unintentionally.
My arms are too long. My legs are too long.
That's one of the main reasons why I never went out dancing, because I would just like kind of not like
Oh my
flail,
God.
but like my arms, like if I don't rein them in, I'll accidentally punch someone, and you know I don't want to do that.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh god. I could just picture you dancing and all of a sudden, like in the movies, all of a sudden, yeah. And then a guy walking with his drink.
And I just I'm not mentally prepared to handle that kind of situation, so I'm just gonna work to avoid it.
Oh god.
I can dance by myself in my apartment, and all I have to worry about is like hitting the wall, so
Right.
it's my happy medium. Grave the Dude asked, what are some of your favorite films?
I love, oh, it's gonna sound so cheesy, Titanic. I love Goodfellas. It's so crazy because like the same thing happens when I go like, well, I haven't been to a karaoke bar in a long time, but like, doesn't this happen to you? You're like, oh, when I go next time I karaoke, I'm gonna I have like, I know this song, and then I know the song, and then when you're finally there and you're about to sing, you're like, what were the songs that I said that I really
it's like when you're on the spot, you're like, I forgot all of everything that I like.
God, I mean, I know for sure.
I actually have never seen Titanic.
I mean, I feel like at this point, you know, I mean, you can find movies that are just as good. But like one of the things that I learned when I was in school, and one of the things I learned from my coach, my former coach, was that people go to the movies to be, you know, like if you can have this in your performance or in your movie, then it's like the complete package kind of thing.
Yeah.
To laugh, to cry, to be turned on, to be scared, and to be angry. And I feel like Titanic did all of those for me. So when I find movies that do that, and I like, it's like a, you know, check, you know. But recently, like movies that I've watched, I don't even remember. There's just so many. It's so funny because, like, you know, I get this question asked a lot, and I'm just like, but when I'm talking just in general with people, I'm like, oh my god, I love this movie. I love that movie. I love that movie.
It's when you try to like put yourself on the spot and be like, okay, I have to think of like my absolute favorite, and then any, like, you know, most things are gonna kind of escape your mind.
Oh god, it's terrible. Yeah,
it's okay, it happens. And I feel like it's easier also to remember and default to like the older movies that you know, because like also they're classics, so I feel like it's such a easy to like, okay, I know that, but then I can't really if I don't know what movies that I've watched recently, you know, like I honestly could not remember. Like I remember I watched Minari because I watched that this weekend with my parents, you know, but like that's it. Like I'm sure that I've watched movies over the pandemic, but I honestly don't know.
Right. Like I remember watching like Parasite, like stands out a lot because like it's one of the movies that really left me like, wow. Yeah. You know, and I know I've watched movies after that, but I'm just like, I don't remember. What other movies did I watch? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like once you try to think about it, you know, but when you're not trying, that's when it all, you know, you have no issue thinking and remembering, and I think I saw a question earlier that I missed. Mr. Mustachio asked, once COVID is over, where is the first place you want to travel to? I don't know if I asked that.
No, well, you said what you said, like what is like where would you like to go? But honestly, like I would love to go to Mexico and visit my family. Yeah, my brother and my sister.
How long has it been since you have been back?
Well, I was in Mexico City back in 2016, but I didn't see my brother. I was there for like
Okay.
I was there for a wedding, and I literally it was like 4 days. But I have not seen my brother since 2006.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, I hope that things get lifted so you can go back and see your family, because I know that that's one of the most important things.
yeah, I saw my sister and my nieces not last year, but 2019 for Christmas. So like before this whole thing happened, because they came to Miami, where my parents live, and we, like we spent Christmas there and New Year's. But my brother, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. D-Boy asked, may I ask, Pau, what song do you sing in the shower? Sorry, I read your profile.
Oh, it's okay. Oh my God, I sing so many. Mostly Westlife songs, which is my favorite boy band. But lately, I've been listening to a lot of songs in Spanish. Um, so like a lot of Luis Miguel, or you know, like Mexican heart like felt songs. Yeah.
Did you learn English when you were young, or is that something you learned later on?
Yeah, my mom, like my mom spoke English when we were little, so like she like the school that we went to growing up in Mexico was bilingual, so like half
Okay.
the day would be in Spanish and the other half would be in English, and then they would also teach us like English, like British English.
Okay.
So like they would make us hear like the difference between both accents and stuff.
Okay.
And then when I moved to Miami, it was easy because like I was scared of speaking English, but everybody spoke Spanish or everybody spoke Spanglish. So I felt like, okay, this is great because even though I understood everything, I was like super shy. But thank God, like my cousins were like, if you ever like need help, just let us know. And but like I understood everything. I was just shy to speak it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But the school that I went to was also like it was a lot of like well, there's a lot of Cubans in Miami, so a lot of them were like, oh, don't worry, we just literally one of them was like, oh, don't worry, I just got off the boat. I'm like, you what? And he's like, yeah, just yesterday. I was like, oh, okay. Then he was like, did you come on a boat as well? I go, no. No, I did not. But it was funny because they speak so fast, right? So like my dad is Cuban, and he's like, but in when we were in Mexico, he wouldn't like he picked up the Mexican accent. So it wasn't until we moved to Miami that I was like, wait, you have a Cuban accent? What is this? Um, but but yeah, so with my friends in school, in that school, I was like, okay, so maybe you should speak to me in English because your Spanish, it's like super super fast, and I did not understand their Spanish. So but yeah, I was lucky enough to go to a school where I felt comfortable speaking Spanish, and I didn't feel like I was forced to speak English. Although I knew the language, I was still a little shy, and it wasn't until like I went to public school because my mom was like, yeah, maybe this school is not working out. So then she's like, you're going to public school, and it was great because I met a lot of people, and I loved going to that high school.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I am envious. It's one of those that I've had on my pandemic bucket list forever to start learning Japanese, just because my grandma, she grew up and was used to speak, but my mom never learned it when she grew up. So it's like it kind of like stopped. But my grandma, like, she taught herself English from a Japanese to English dictionary. So it was one of those, like, she like moved and taught herself. So I was like one of those. I was like, if she can do it, I can use one of the many language services to to learn. So
Apps, yeah.
but I was gonna say it's definitely such an important skill to like be able to speak more than one language. It's so helpful, especially also as an actor. It provides different opportunities as well. I know because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, like, do you speak you know, the language, and then also there's different opportunities then between not just like American cinema, but like, you know, other countries cinemas as well.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I missed any questions. Mr. Mustachio did just ask, Pau, who's your favorite mod on your stream? Serious question.
Oh no.
I like that he prefaces it. It's a serious question though.
No, I like I said, you know, I'm so lucky and blessed to have the mods that I have, honestly. And I thank them every day before finishing, because it really, I mean, honestly, like sometimes, like, I'm like, wait, what was I doing? And they're there and telling me like, this is what you're doing, or like, just do this or do that, and like, so I'm just like super lucky to have them. Yeah.
Having a mod that remembers what's going on when you forget is so like so helpful.
And I forget so easily. It's like terrible.
Yeah, it's so like bad. That whole like you go into a room and you forget why you're in the room kind of thing. Yeah. You're like, I literally just like I just knew.
Like what? Why am I here again?
Oh my god. D-Boy asked, how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
I think my sister's 5'6" or 5'7". I've got like a weird range of height in my family because my mom's like 5 feet tall, and my dad's like 6'1". So
what?
Yeah. So they're like a little. I'm 5'9", so okay, I got my dad's height. We're all taller than my mom, but like it's just real cute to see them stand next to each other because like she's really little and he's pretty tall and.
Yeah, no, for me, I'm the shortest. I'm just the shortest in my family because both my sisters are 5'7". My mom is, my little sister is 5'7". My other sister is 5'8". My mom is 5'7". My brother is like 6'2". And I'm here like I'm 5'6".
Honestly, there are a lot of times that I wish that I was shorter just because also like I like to wear heels. I don't really wear heels at all ever now because pandemic. Why would I, you know, like I have no reason to, but like I feel really awkward sometimes if I wear really tall heels being already kind of tall because then I feel like really awkwardly tall. So I feel like when you're shorter, like you can wear heels and it's not as much of a, you know, I don't know. And then there's a whole problem of if my torso is too long. So like normal shirts sometimes are crop tops, even if I don't want them to be like. Oh my
god, my sister, that happens to my sister too.
It's just so frustrating because I'm like, this should be a normal shirt. And I can't buy crop tops for, you know, at all because those are just like, you know, right under. And if I lift my arms up, it's all over. Demi Can Play asked, are we seeing a Pau and Aya TikTok collab? I have no idea how to navigate TikTok.
Oh my god, I gotta up my game on TikTok, but yeah, we should.
I would be down. I would absolutely be down. I just have to figure out what I'm doing first.
Yeah, me too. Most of the time I don't know what I'm doing on TikTok, but but yeah, let's do it.
I don't even know. Like I've seen like I know of TikTok trends because like I'll see them either posted on Twitter or Instagram and stuff. That's really my only concept of TikTok right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like how creative people get, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I could totally do that. And then I try and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I get like turned off. I'm like, I'm so terrible at this. And I don't end up posting anything because I'm like, but obviously like these people were not like, they didn't just download TikTok and they didn't just know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
They learned, they might have watched videos and how to do things and stuff. But I
feel like trying to have to manage, like, you know, like between streaming and acting already, it's like I want to invest a lot of energy into that kind of stuff. And then one day I tried to put together a compilation for TikTok of like stuff from stream. And I went through and I spent like 2 hours editing it together and then trying to do captions on it as well. And it got deleted, and then like one time, and then the other time it glitched, and like one of the like words that I tried to do for just a duration, it stayed on the whole thing, and I couldn't go back and re-edit it, so I had to delete it. And then at that point I was like, I'm over it. I'm done. 2 hours are gone. I can't get those back.
No, I understand. It's, I feel like I still don't know how to work it like 100%. Um, but maybe I haven't spent enough time on it.
Yeah, it's one of those where I ask myself, I'm like I want to get better at this, but do I want to put the time into it?
Right. I know. But I feel like as an actor as well, it's like, I see a lot of actors like just posting their like scenes and monologues on there. And they say, I'm an actor on their profile and stuff. And it works really well for a lot of them. But then I'm like, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah.
like, like, but there's a lot of also like people who do like awesome transitions and
Yeah.
obviously
Oh yeah.
awesome dances, and I'm just here like, I tried the WAP, but
Yeah, I think the only thing that I've done that seems like there was actual value to it or effort was when I did Thanos makeup on stream, and so I did a Thanos makeup TikTok. Not even that good.
nice.
It was just weird and scary, but I was like, here's something different. And so I put that up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but TikTok, I feel like TikTok, you get so much more reach with TikTok than you do with
Yeah.
like Instagram, for example.
Yeah, because of the ways that they can put stuff on people's pages and just they'll figure out, like, find your stuff and decide, okay, like, I'm gonna follow this person now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask chat also if you have any last questions to get them in. I just want to do that now, just so if you have anything that you want to ask, we can get that in the queue of questions. I do have a couple that I can't ask right now, but I just wanted to put that out to you guys. Mr. Mustachio asked, beach or snow?
Beach. Although I don't know. No, beach. Yeah, beach. Because I like the warm weather. I don't like the cold.
Yeah, I am same on that.
Although I have a sense, like my skin is super sensitive and like I can't be out in the sun, but definitely
Gotcha.
beach over snow.
Yeah, I feel like warm weather is just so, I don't know. I don't want to say like freeing because that's not exactly what I mean, but I don't know. I feel like there's something restrictive about cold weather. Like,
Oh yeah.
there are nice moments to cold weather, like, where you can like bundle up or like have like some hot tea or hot cocoa or something, like, like that, like those moments. But I don't want the cold weather to last too long.
No. Oh my God, I know. I hate it so much.
Let's see. Demi Can Play asked, Pow, if you had 2 hours to spend $1 million, what would you spend it on? You can't give it away or donate it.
Oh fuck. Really? I would firstly pay off my student debt, my student loans, which is not a lot, but still. I don't know, honestly. Oh God. And probably if I can't donate it, can I buy food for people? It doesn't necessarily mean I'm donating it. I'm still buying food for like homeless people. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. God, I can't. Yeah. Probably I can't give it away either. Okay. I guess I would invest, maybe. Save some of it, invest.
I feel like that's a good idea, because then it's like
Yeah.
also a way to like make it more, like not like a temporary kind of thing.
Right. Like it can maybe like, I don't know, maybe buy an apartment, Airbnb it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know one of my thoughts is actually, this is a question that I have for you. In a world where you are, I mean, in the future when you're a very successful actor, and you have, the ability to, you have like the financial stability to, like have a house and like, the things that you would want. What would you do with that? What would you you know, if you were in a financial situation in which you were a successful actor, you know, and you didn't have to worry about finances so much, what would be, I guess, your priorities and the things that you'd want to do?
I would definitely like to. I mean, I don't know how it would work, you know, and I know there's a lot of like there's one I know there's like one in Miami. There's like a Camila's house, which is, you know, where homeless people go and spend the night. But I've heard a lot of like negative things about it. So I don't know exactly how these shelters work, but I would love to be able to help in a way where, I mean, I could be helping less fortunate people. Um, I would also love to do something in Mexico because there is a lot of abuse against women, and so I would love to be able to have like a safe space for women to go to where, you know, like they need to get out of like a toxic relationship or whatever it is. And when I did the play a long time ago, Dolores, I had to do a lot of research about that stuff. And there's a lot of shelters like that, but a lot of them, you know, they also get, women get abused at the shelters themselves. So it's like, okay, so of course, so she's like, so the woman's like, okay, where do I go? Do I go to the shelter where I'm in, or do I stay home where I'm a bit more comfortable, but I'm still going through this abuse? So I would love to, yeah, do something to help women as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like one of the cool things about an actor, like the job as an actor, is getting to have your eyes open to a lot of different things like that, you know? And like in doing research for a character, you learn a lot about other people and different situations. But that's super cool.
It's like, oh wow, like I understand why she did this, you know? Like, wow, she's not the only one who went through this. There's millions of other women like that are going through this and have gone through this. So it's like, oof.
Yeah. D-Boy asks, strawberry margarita or strawberry daiquiri?
Oh my God. I don't drink, but I would probably do margarita.
Swan the Kraken, Chris asks, opinion on cilantro's taste.
I love cilantro. I'm Mexican.
Okay. Yeah, it's that thing that I've heard that some people think it tastes like soap.
Yeah, but apparently it's a genetic thing. It like they have this gene where it makes it taste like soap.
That's so strange.
Somebody told me because they were like, because I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, and you know, they were like, people like to order wok and chips, so they were like, can I just have the guacamole without cilantro? I'm like, no, it's already pre-made. And they're like, no, it's because it tastes like soap. So then we started talking, and he's like, it's an actual gene, like it's genetic, we have it, and it makes it taste like soap. I was like, I didn't know that.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, kind of sad too. Like for some people, like their body just is like, nope, soap.
Yeah, right.
Demi Can Play asks, please ask Pau to talk about Westlife for 30 seconds.
Oh my god. Well, I first heard of Westlife when I was probably 11. I was still living in Mexico, and you know, it's like when you're a little girl and you buy all these magazines with like posters in them, like Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys, and so Westlife was there. Was like they had posters all over the place when you went to the like the grocery store, and all these magazines that I would like ask my mom to buy for me. And then I was like, who are these guys? I'm like so in love. So then they came to Mexico to like shoot one of the videos, not even to do like a concert or anything. They still weren't even that big. They just came to shoot one of their videos. And they started playing on the radio, and I was like, oh my God, I think this is the band that I think I really like, because they're like, I'm like in love with them. Like I saw their poster, and it just became, I wouldn't say an obsession, but an obsession maybe. No. No, but it's just like their songs are so beautiful, and yes, they do a lot of covers, and I get trolled for this, you know, in my channel as well, because they're like they're a cover band. They're not just a cover band. They do a lot of covers, but their last album, they all their songs are theirs. Like, well, actually, Ed Sheeran wrote like 4 of the songs for them. So like, you know, yeah, they're just wonderful. Their songs are so great. Their concert was amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Had you seen them in concert before you went to go see them in Ireland?
No, never. And I like, you know, because they never went to Mexico and well for a concert, and they're not famous here. So I was like, yeah, this is not going to happen. But I was really excited because a couple of weeks ago they like made an announcement or whatever. But here's the thing, I'm convinced that if social media was a thing back in like the late 90s, like 1990, like I don't know, the 90s or like the early 2000s, they would have been famous like here in the States. But they, you know, they were like, we have an announcement. So they said that they had changed management or whatever, and they were planning on doing a tour in the Americas. They didn't say where in America, but I was like, well,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going wherever it is. Canada, the States, Mexico, Chile, I don't care. I'll go. So we'll see. I don't know. But I had never seen them before live. And then when I saw them, it was just chaos.
I was gonna say, I feel like from being like 11 to then, like what a moment.
Like I you know, I would say I feel bad for the guy that was standing next to me, but he didn't really mind. I think there was a point where he was crying too. So like whatever. I just had so much fun, and you know, as soon as I saw them, I was like, I can't. It's definitely one of those moments in my life where I was like, wow, this actually happened, and it was like one of the happiest moments of my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My only similar experience to that is I saw Childish Gambino in concert, and like he came up, he
nice.
rose up on stage, and like I hadn't been following him for like years and years, but like he's an artist that I respect, like acting and music, and he rose up on stage, and I just like I cried. It was just the moment where it happened, where I was like, it's that human, and like yeah.
Yeah,
Just to, like,
because it's crazy. It's just you see them on stage, and you're like,
to be in their presence.
yeah,
You're in the same space as them. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of just a wild. Yeah. That's awesome though. I'm really glad that you got to see them, because I feel like that's such a great moment too. And like everything just
me
came
too.
full circle in that moment.
I know. I couldn't. It's a little embarrassing, honestly, how much I was screaming and crying. But I like at the time I was like, I don't care. I was just so. Oh yeah, it was. And like my mom knew how much, you know, she knows how much I love Westlife, and like I kept like sending her videos, and she was like, I'm crying because I know you're having so much fun, and I know you're so happy. And I was like, Mom, this is like the best day of my life.
Oh my god, I love
Yeah,
it.
It was memorable. It was great.
Let's see. Mr. Mustachio said, question for Pau, why are you the most amazing human being?
Oh, stop it. Stop. Mr. Mustachio.
The follow-up question, Mr. Mustachio, why do you think Westlife is a below average boy band?
You see, I get trolled all the time. They're not everybody's cup of tea. I get it, you know. I think there's only like 3 people in the community that actually enjoy their music. But I don't know. I love them.
I just love that he was like with a really nice compliment, and then follows that up with like, here's this.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think that's the end of the chat questions, actually. I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sure, you know, you got life to do, and sleep is important and everything, and I know you're excited to go run off and try the hot Cheetos and ice cream, so.
I don't have hot Cheetos, but I will get some for this weekend. Try what Cookie said. Flaming hot Cheetos with ice cream.
You'll have to let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah.
I'm invested in this now.
Yeah. Also, cucumber with peanut butter.
Yeah.
I'd be open to try that.
I feel like that one seems to make a little bit more sense to me because like I feel like it's similar to celery and peanut butter. Like
Yeah.
the idea of putting a hot Cheeto in ice cream to me is the one that's a little
Yeah.
interesting.
Especially because they let out like like the spicy stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like the ice cream would.
Yeah,
be
you'd
left-
have to like get a spoonful of the ice cream and then
Right.
to keep it
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah.
Interesting. Scientific Poet says one last question. Why are you two the most beautiful and awesome ladies?
What?
I was gonna say I have to agree that Pau is one of the most beautiful, wonderful humans on Twitch.
What?
Absolutely amazing at cultivating a sweet and hilarious community, the best kind of blend. You know, they care about you at the end of the day, that you know they care about you, but they also know how to laugh and mess around. I feel like, which is a good balance. But thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me today. I really enjoyed getting to talk to you and get to know you more, because I feel like I've always wanted to just kind of hang out and get to know you a little bit more as a person. And you're just such a wonderful human.
Oh my God! Thank you for having me and for reaching out. And yeah, you're so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I do want to say, if there's anything that you want to promote, or if you want to, plug when you're normally streaming, if you want to do that, just so people know, I've got your link in the chat, but like when to find you, and if there's anything that you have coming up that you'd like to promote as well.
I stream Tuesday through Fridays between we start at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Well, not except tonight. But and we'll go until probably like midnight Eastern time, and then Saturdays and Sundays I start at noon. And then coming up, we have our 24-hour stream, which I don't have the date for yet, but I'm currently planning it and making sure that it's good and everybody knows in advance when we'll be doing it, so to give people time to plan and stuff. But
okay, is there somewhere that you'll be posting stuff about that?
Yes, Discord. Yeah, probably.
Okay,
Discord,
gotcha.
Yeah.
And then I know your Discord, you said you maybe don't have the panel in your on your channel anymore.
Right. But you can, if you go to like chat and you do ! Discord, like you can, it'll pop up. But like I should also start getting like used to like promoting on Instagram. Like I have to get better at doing that.
There's so many things to update on.
I know. I have to get better, like at posting, period. But also like posting updates for the stream on Instagram would probably be a good idea.
Yeah. It's okay. You'll get there eventually. I feel like
Twitter,
you take on one new social media and then you lose another one because you're trying to balance all of it.
I know. Yeah. And Twitter too. I have to do Twitter as well. I feel like I only do Twitter when I just want to angry tweet like companies.
Yeah. It's an effective, honestly. So I have my Aya Twitter, and then I have a Twitter for me as my government name. And I don't think because I never used Twitter before I streamed really, but on that account, I have like a few things on it, and then me angry tweeting at American Airlines, and that's pretty much it.
See, I feel like the only thing I have, I mean, sometimes I'll do like, if you post on Instagram, like I'll just share it automatically on Twitter. But most of my tweets I was like reading the other day, like I tweeted, like when I was in Miami, I tweeted Comcast about how terrible their service was. And like they replied, and I was like super petty, and I was like, "What? Who is this person?" But I was just so upset because, of course, it like stopped me from streaming. So I had to take a week off from streaming because the internet was not. We didn't have internet in my parents' house. And then Spectrum here too. When I tweeted them the other day, I was like, "Oh my God!" And I had stopped myself from angry tweeting them because, like, my agent had submitted me for a Spectrum commercial, and I was like, what if I book it? And I didn't book it, so I was like, let me just angry tweet them.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible. It's bad. I mean, it's been okay lately, but like the last 2 days, but
I feel like that would have been like the acting job of the century, though, pretending that you like Spectrum.
Can you imagine? I know.
The best acting to date. That's an
Yeah.
Oscar-worthy performance.
I love Spectrum.
Oh my god. That would have been really funny though. Like the perfect irony.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know how I mean, obviously I would have done it. I mean, I did the audition and it felt great, but like I was like oh, until we got rid of the command, right, that we had in chat. When I was like, okay, they're shooting tomorrow, I probably didn't get it, and my internet was acting up. I was like, let's add the command again.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh my god, I love that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, thank you so much again for being on. I really enjoyed having you and getting to hang out. Ideally, I'd like to hang out again in the future sometime. You're
do it.
such a sweet person, and
And then when I'm in LA, I'll
yes,
too.
please let me know, because I'd love to hang out. And I'm wishing you the best of luck in all of your acting endeavors. I know
Thank you.
I don't know, I have a feeling you will be successful. It's just a matter of the right thing coming along in the right time. So
Thank you so much. I feel like with us, you know, because like I know you work super hard as well, and I feel like it's just a matter of time when we work hard and we're like, okay, this is what I want. It's just a matter of time. So
yeah, it's like if you do the work, you'll get the work. You just got to keep, you know, you got to keep chugging and doing it.
Yeah. But thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no worries.
So much fun.
Thank you. All right, guys, everybody in chat, say goodbye to our beautiful, wonderful guest.
Bye.
I am going to go into the promo screen for a minute just so I can say goodbye to her. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, you guys get to look at her beautiful face, her beautiful headshot. So, everybody say goodbye, show all of your love. Her channel is linked in chat. So if you want to go follow her on her channel, please go do that. Go spend some time with her and her amazing community. Yeah, I'll be back in just a minute, guys. But thank you again, and I will see you guys in a minute.
Bye, guys.